Hey everybody, and welcome to the intersection of sports and marketing. I'm Cristiano, and this is Out of Scope episode number 10. We've made it to 10 episodes, and today I'm gonna do a little bit different format from what I normally do. I'm gonna give my 10 marketing tips of the day, so stay tuned. All you marketers out there need to listen to this.
Sports marketing expert Brian Cristiano.
Cristiano.
Marketers and advertisers and brands always have to keep in mind, you have to play to the state of your audience. Endurance sports athletes are absolutely fanatic.
Having a Facebook page doesn't get you any business, but doing it right can be quite effective.
All right, so I'm gonna get really quickly into it. 10 marketing tips of the day. I hope that some of you get something out of this. Let me know if you liked any of them or if you wanna hear more in future episodes. Tip number 1, know your audience. Make sure that you know who your audience is. A lot of brands, a lot of companies, a lot of marketers say, oh, we know who our audience is, but then they continue to go on and explain how many people, it pretty much is everybody, and their mother and their brother and their sister, and it's from 18 to 65 and male and female. That's not true. That's who you wish was your audience. You wish everyone between 18 and 65, male and female, brother, sister, cousin, nephew, niece, was your audience, but it's never the case. Almost never the case, right? There's a target piece of your audience. You need to focus in on them. Who are your best customers? Find them and then know them. Don't talk to them as if you're trying to explain something to them. This is why you need to buy this green drink. It's who are these people? What do they sound like? What do they talk like? What are their lives like? How do they live? It sounds like an obvious thing as a marketer to know, but you'd be very surprised at how many brands don't truly think this way and they talk at them. In marketing, especially social media, but in traditional as well, needs to feel like you're talking to your friend. So if your key audience people are between 32 and 42 years old and they're males and they have a college education and they like to fish, talk like you're a 35-year-old male who likes to fish, right? That's the conversation that you need to have. That's how it has to come across in social. That's how it has to come across in general marketing. And if you can create that bond where it feels like you're actually having a conversation with these people, your marketing is going to perform much better. Number 2, social media is customer service. Now, social is obviously so much more. We use it from a marketing perspective, we use it as a communication perspective, we use it as an entertainment perspective, but at the end of the day, it is customer service. So many brands forget about that piece of it where they're just throwing out content or they're just throwing out marketing, and they forget that you should be answering people's questions, concerns, talking to them, reaching out, using search functions and finding conversations that kind of involve your brand or should involve your brand or the types of people that your brand relate to, and have a conversation with them, help them out, figure things out, and respond to them as quickly as possible in a human manner. I hate when I see tweets from brands say, we're sorry that you're having this problem. Please email such and such at suchandsuch.com. It sounds like a computer. That's not what it's about. It's say, hey, I'm really super sorry. How can I help you right now? Let me get somebody on the phone. Let me figure out how I can contact you. Here's how you can reach me. My name is Dave, right? People know that there's actual human beings behind the social channels. You don't have to pretend that you're not, right? Nope. JetBlue isn't, there's not an airplane typing behind the computer. There's a human being there. You don't have to hide it, especially in those cases. Customer service is a big part of marketing. Number 3, leverage your strengths, outsource your weaknesses. A lot of companies I see really want to feel like they're very good at all of it and they can do all of it. The reality is no company, ours included, can do everything perfectly, right? So find the things that you're really awesome at. If it's product development, then put all your eggs in that basket, right? Do that really well. Continue to leverage up on the product development side. But if you're not that great at marketing, then you need to hire an agency or a partnership or bring people in and hire them that are really good at marketing. If you're not good at product development, but you're really great at marketing, then hire a team or bring people in or outsource that section of product development. Whatever it is, find your strengths, really work on being as great as you can at those, and then find those weaknesses, outsource them, have somebody who is awesome at them do it really well for you. Number 4, don't have an agency just to have an agency. Have the right agency. There's a lot of agencies out there, and not every single agency is the right fit. Even if they're the glamorous agency that has some really awesome, huge, big clients, kudos to them, they may not be the right fit for your brand. And I'm not patting ourselves on the back, but I'm going to use Bold Worldwide as an example. We're focused very heavily on the sports market. We know that world very, very well. So if you're a sports brand, you're more likely to get a lot of value out of working with a company like mine. But if you're not a sports brand, or you aren't going after those sports type clients, then maybe Bold Worldwide isn't your fit. And if you're a CPG brand going after, the retirement community, there's some great agencies that do that really well. So it doesn't just have to be my agency, it can be any agency, but make sure they're the right fit. Leverage that relationship, find the right agency for your brand, and work with them. Number 5, execution is everything. You've heard this from many other people, many other places, but it's absolutely true. It's all about the execution. It's about how much action you can take, whether that's personally, whether that's as a company or a brand or a marketer. It's how much action you can take. Clearly, it needs to be the right action, because if you're doing the wrong thing all the time, you're not going to have really good results. But execution is where the wins are. It's not about the ideas. You got to have good ideas, but there's a million of those. Everybody here has a million great ideas. Every brand has a million great ideas. Find the one that you think is the right thing to do, and then go after it as hard and as fast as you can. It's all about the action. It's all about the execution. If you do it really well, you can be a winner. But if you're worried about the idea and you think about that too long, somebody else is already eating your lunch. Number 6. Move with the trends. Don't try to be a trendsetter. See what's trending and move with it. Trying to be a trendsetter is, trying to be the black swan, right? You're not going to hit it most of the time. Some people are going to get lucky. There's going to be some trendsetters. But if you're worried or focused on trying to be a trendsetter, chances are you're never going to be a trendsetter. You're going to be left in the dust, and you're going to spend a lot of money, a lot of resources, and a lot of effort trying to get there. Now, there's nothing wrong with being innovative. There's nothing wrong with taking chances. I think that there's huge value to doing so, but don't try to set the trends. Just keep a real tight eye on what's happening and who's doing what from a trend perspective, and go with the flow. Go with that. Leverage that up. You see some really great trends happening in marketing, in social, in your industry. Just go with that and leverage those trends and try to stay on top of it. Don't try to be a trendsetter. Number 7, stop trying to reach everyone. 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago, trying to reach a broad audience, it worked very well. But there were so many limited channels that people's eyes and ears were on. And nowadays, it's everywhere. It's in your hand, it's on your computer, it's in the subway, it's on TV, it's on the radio, it's in your iPod. Everywhere you turn, there's someone trying to give you a message. And so if you're trying to reach every single one of them, all you're going to do is fail, because the amount of impressions that you need to leave on somebody, it's a lot for them to remember who you are. A couple episodes ago, I was talking about banner ads, and people see about 1,700 different ones per month, which is insane. You'd have to be in front of them so many times for them to remember who you are. So if you're trying to reach everyone, unless you have, unless you're one of the biggest marketers in the world who has the money to do so, you're never going to be able to spend the amount of money it would take to reach everybody in any sort of effective way. So focus in on being effective, focus in on whatever your target audience is, and spend all of your time, energy, money, budgets going after them, and be efficient about it. Number 8, content is still king. I know everybody has said this, they've beaten it with a dead horse. Content is king, content is king. Yeah, we all know that, but you know what? There's still so many brands that don't really know that, or they say they know it, but they don't live by it. Content is king. You got to put your brand out there. You got to create conversation. You got to do it in a fun way. You can be, the most marketing genius in the world and know how to target everyone individually with the right message, but if it's not a positive message, if it's not entertaining, if it's not fun, if it's not educational, whatever your brand requires, if it's not those things and it's not done in a really good way, nobody cares, or they stop caring very quickly. Right? I mean, look at some of the most successful brands in the world. Geico, it's fun, it's entertaining, there's content in there. Yes, it's marketing, but there's content. That's why people talk about them. That's why the Super Bowl ads are so much fun, and that's why so many people talk about them until, the entire year up until the new Super Bowl ads come out, because it's entertaining and it's content. Right? But no matter the size of your brand, you can do that on a large scale, you can do that on a small scale, but you need to have content, you need to have context, of course, But it needs to look good. It needs to sound good. It needs to be fun, or it needs to be educational, or it needs to be entertaining. Again, that varies on the type of company you are and the brand that you have, but you need to do it through content. Number 9, because that's the way it has been done, will put you out of business. There's so many brands, legacy brands or companies that have been around for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, or family owned. And they're so afraid to do things differently because that's the way it has been done. Well, that's what puts you out of business. This day and age, things move so quickly. I mean, you look at how fast social trends happen. Snapchat is not old. Periscope is not old at all. But they're going to be old soon. There's going to be the next new thing, the next technology piece out there, the next social platform, the next thing where everybody's paying attention to, right? Look at the news cycles. People forget what happened 3 months ago. They don't even remember, and they're talking about what happens now, right? The whole FIFA scandal's happening right now. I guarantee you, if you watch this episode 3 months from now, 6 months from here, a year from now, nobody cares, nobody remembers, right? Things move so fast. So if you're still doing business the way that your company was even 10 years ago, you're behind the ball. But if you're doing stuff that was done 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and still saying, well, that's the way that we've done it, you're gonna go out of business. Straight up, that's the way it is. And number 10, PR is not marketing. I'm gonna get a lot of pushback on that one. I have a lot of friends in PR. They're gonna hate me for saying it, but it's absolutely true. PR and marketing are two completely separate animals, and they can't live in the same house, right? PR is not a controlled environment. PR is a great thing. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with PR, don't get me wrong. But PR is an uncontrollable animal. Sometimes it works really well, sometimes it doesn't work at all. Sometimes you get the headlines that you want, sometimes you get the placements that you want, sometimes you get nothing, sometimes you get negative PR, right? Marketing is completely controllable. You can control where it's going, who it's going to, what the message is, how many people are seeing it, where they're seeing it, and how they're consuming it. You can't do that with PR. And too many times I've seen the PR/marketing director title, and it drives me up a wall because I know that it's going to be such a hard conversation to explain that the PR budget needs to be separate from the marketing budget and never the twain shall meet, right? PR is a great thing. Go and do it. Marketing, it's more powerful because it's more controllable. I'm not saying the PR isn't powerful. It's a great thing when it works and when it's done right, but you can't control it. Why are you going to go all in on something you can't control? It's gambling, right? Again, you need it. You absolutely need it, and it's very helpful from a branding and marketing perspective. And what the marketing team needs to do is they need to leverage what's happening on the PR side. If you get some really great, your PR team gets you some really great PR, well, you know what? The marketing team needs to leverage that and tell that story through the marketing, and vice versa. But you can't say that it's part of the same package, that the same team is overseeing it. It just doesn't work. It can't live in the same space. All right, and with that, thank you so much for watching episode 10 of Out of Scope. I'm Brian Cristiano, and we're gonna have a lot more great episodes coming up in the near future. I have some really fantastic guests coming on the show in the next few episodes, so please stay tuned, and remember to like, share, comment, and please let me know what you liked, let me know what you hated, because we're gonna continue to improve the show. Thank you so much. Clap your hands, everybody.